What's up, everyone? Luis here at Sumo Estrella. Today's a very special day because I, for the first time, am going to be able to document a transformation, developing mind, body, and soul. My friend Danny here has committed to actually start with this development. We're going to start off with the physical body, which I believe is the first stepping stone to get us in that direction. I'm going to be setting up his physical training, his nutritional programming, according to what his goals are specifically. So let me introduce you to Danny so he can give us a little bit of information about himself and let us know what exactly his goals are so we know what we can work towards. Danny?
Hey, Luis. I'm very thrilled to be here because, as we talked in the past, I've been on this spiritual journey for 10 plus years. I mean, I guess if I'm honest, for more than 20 years, but in the past 8 to 10 years, I've been looking for all, the answers and looking into the spiritual lifestyle. But in that process, I think I was using it in part to disconnect from my responsibility to manage the physical aspect too, right? So as opposed to understand that I have a body and I need to take care of it. And obviously the body, the only reason that we have a body is to experience space and time. So that means to move, right? Because movement is the final expression of time and space. So here I was for 10 years thinking, this is all about spirituality, and I was doing the meditations and I was doing the spiritual medicines and all of that. And that's amazing. But then when it comes time to having a more connected experience to the third dimensional life, to this experience, then the body feels like, I don't want to move, too much, because the body is so used to being on the couch or being doing the. So I've been fighting it for so long, and one of the reasons too is because when I was in college, I went to the gym and I exercised because I wanted to be, like buff and big. And so when I transitioned to the spiritual phase, I was like, oh no, it's the opposite. Like forget about the body and the muscles. It's the spirit. So then I developed this wrong idea that if I exercise and have a fit body, that it was somehow connected to the ego. And I'm like, I want to be as far away from that ego, right? But it's not about that. We cannot get rid of the ego. The ego is just a tool, just like the body is. But how good can my tool be if I cannot move the right way, right? So anyway, you come into the picture with all these ideas, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, he's too much in the body, man. He's too much in the body. But there's this voice that says, you're just trying to avoid the responsibility of taking acknowledgement that you have a physical body that needs to move through time and space, and I need to take care of it, and I need to have the muscles built for the enjoyment of such life, right? So anyway, I am thrilled to be here. I know this is going to be a long process, right? And the main thing is that I'm committed. If it takes 6 months or if it takes a year, whatever.
Right.
But I want to feel that my physical body is able to enjoy life as much as I can enjoy life at a spiritual level, right? So now I can merge both. So anyway, I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled.
Oh, thank you. Well said. Yes, I do believe I do consider physical training for my personal desire to be. I train rigorously, and it doesn't have to be like that for everybody. As long as you're, I believe, feel good. And that's really the main thing, We don't have to be, looking good all the time in the mirror, have the beach body. But as long as we feel good physically, that's really the main. And as far as we're healthy, that's really the main issue here. So I'm glad that you have that mentality, that you've had that come up to that little kind of like awakening to that. The physical body is part of mind, body, soul development. It's super important to the formula.
That's right.
Okay, Danny. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to actually take take his weight. We can take his height, and we're going to be every 2 weeks or so. He's going to keep a journal of his daily practice, his daily activities. But every 2 weeks, I want to actually come back and actually check his weight and check his body. Probably not so much in the beginning, but as we progress, we'll check his body fat percentage as well. And right now we want to take a weight sample and write that down. And every time we take his weight, we want to make sure that the metrics are always the same. So if he ate breakfast, he's got to come again eating breakfast. Whatever clothes he wears, he's got to wear the same clothes so that we get an accurate reading every time we take his weight. And I want to mention one more thing. I want to add, I think I have like a little secret, a little tool in my arsenal to keep him motivated. A lot of times when we start, every new year, we make a New Year's resolution that we want to train, we want to do this, we want to have a beach body by summertime. And then supposedly, according to the statistics, by Valentine's Day, you already fell off. Some people say it's a lot sooner, some people say it's come Valentine's Day. So what if, of course you know that I'm a breath coach and I can rewire your subconscious hardware. If I could reset something in his subconscious, whenever he hit that wall, whenever his motivation and his drive, it didn't turn into a discipline just quite yet because he's having issues and something in there, his complacency, or it's just, it's too hard, too difficult. What if we could rewire something in his subconscious that when he hit that wall, there's that little inner voice that's going to tell him, no, man, you got to get up and you got to do this. This has got to turn into a discipline. This is something for your own health and benefit. You know this. So we can trigger that. We're going to record that as well. I'm going to make a journey that we are specifically going to cater to his needs, his struggles that he struggles with, and see where it can take us from there. So I'm really excited about doing this, documenting all this, and sharing this with you guys and letting you know what the progress is and what the actual effect it can have. And we're blending mind, body, and soul and breath work together. That's why we're called Sumo Estrella, Breath and Balance. All right, guys, so I kind of wanted to give you a little rundown of exactly how I plan to program his physical training. He's been sedentary or not physically active for about 10 years, he says. So I'm going to start off with calisthenic work, get the push, pull, squat vectors, and some core work as well in there. So we're going to start off with push-ups, the basic stuff, push-ups, squats, lunges, maybe some inverted rows, and maybe a little bit of stomach work, planks and stuff like that to try to get him to be able to move his body around with ease. We're going to do it in 90-day increments. So every 90 days, we're gonna switch up his programming, his physical training programming, his nutritional program. I am going to start him off slow, obviously. I don't know exactly what he eats, but I'm gonna start obviously taking away processed sugars, a lot of stuff that spikes the insulin that we don't need. I'm not gonna go too far. We gotta crawl before we can walk on both the physical training and the nutritional parts because I want him to stay in it for the long haul. That's pretty much it, how we're going to schedule this programming. So we're going to go ahead and let's go in for the weigh-in.
All right, so we're going to get ready for our initial weigh-in. Let's see what it has to say. 250.